Hello, welcome back. In this session, we are going to create a table with CDS. CDS stands for Core Data Services. And the file type is going to be .hdbdd. The previous table which we created is .hdb table, and using CDS, the table type, the file type will be hdbdd. In our previous session, we created a design time table .hdb table. This is a design time object. Now the same design time object we are going to create with the CDS Core Data Services option, and this is the recommended way to create any table if you are using XS Advanced Engine. Okay, so right click, choose the other, and this is the design time object. But for Core Data Services, use DDL source file. Okay, next, in the DDL source file, give the table name I am going to create a table name as CDS underscore table, CDS table. Okay, if you press tab, automatically it will give the table extension .hdbdd. Okay, click finish, and it will create a skeleton of our table syntax. So here the file is created, CDS underscore table, which is the table name. Okay, so namespace is going to be the package where we are creating. So T4H underscore pack is the package. So that's going to be the namespace. And schema name where you want to create this table. So I want to create this table in our Time for HANA T4H schema. Okay, so context is not required now. So I'm going to create very basic table. So I'm going to delete this part. So basically context is required if you are going to create multiple tables in one file. You can create multiple tables, 2, 3, 4 tables within one .hdbdd file. So in that case, you need to use context. So here we already given the schema name T4H. Now mention entity, and entity is the table name. So this is CDS underscore table. So remember, whatever the file name we provided here, CDS underscore table, that should match with entity. Entity name should be same as the file name what we provided here. Okay, so that's our table name. So let's define the column names. Okay, so column names I'll make ID colon integer. Remember, the syntax should be same as like first letter is uppercase and then lowercase letters INTEGER. Okay, so this is the column name ID, and the data type is integer. Okay, if you mention small I instead of capital I, if you mention small I, it's not going to recognize what is the data type. So use the uppercase I, then integer. Okay, and this colon is mandatory. And another thing you need to remember is the data types what we used in SQL and the data types what we are going to use in CDS, both are not same. So CDS have different data types. Please check the Google what are the CDS data types. So it will give the comparison between SQL data types and CDS data types. So here, for example, here you can see this is a SAP HANA developer guide. You can search for this in Google. So nvarchar is going to be string. Okay, in SQL type, integer is going to be integer. So SQL data type, you can like mention INT or capital INT, integer, small integer, but here it is I in uppercase and then integer. Okay, so if you want to define a nvarchar, then you need to use string data type. Okay, so ID, and Next I am going to use name, and this time I will use string of length 30, and each column should be ended with semicolon, and then city, again string 30. Okay, so these are the three columns what we are defining. And then entity is the table name what it is going to be created. Namespace is the package name where the table is defining, so T4H is the package name, and schema name is T4H. Okay, so that's all required to create a table in CDS. Only thing you need to remember is the case sensitivity and the data types of CDS. Okay, let's activate it. Okay, so table is successfully activated. Now let's switch to the systems and refresh the table folder. Okay, now we have, similar to the design time object, the table name is concatenated with T4H_pack and CDS table. If I double click here, I have ID, name, city with the same cases, like ID I defined in uppercase, name and city in lowercase, so same case sensitivity came here, and the data types and their column store data types, and it is a column store T4H table name. So there is no difference between the design time object and CDS. The only thing is the way how you are going to define a table. And remember, if you are using XS Advanced, you should use the CDS method to create a table, and also the CDS tables are transportable to the quality and production system. Okay, so that's all about creating a table using CDS method. We'll see how to import data using CDS method in next session. See you in the next session. Until then, happy learning. Bye.